Hello everyone and welcome to the Power BI quiz where I have Steve as the quiz master of the show today. Hello Steve.
Hey, good to be here.
And Steve, please tell us a little about yourself and why this topic for this quiz.
Yeah, so I'm a Power BI MVP in the data platform. I've spent the last 10 years in the States, the last several years on Power BI especially. I actually co-run the Power Platform user group in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, USA. I co-run it with a Powerapps guy. We do a lot of Power BI interacting with Powerapps and Power Automate. So this has been a really interesting thing for me to learn. I'll be honest, I'm still learning a lot about Powerapps and Power Automate. I know the data side a lot, but I was really amazed just how all these products are kind of using them together. Power Apps gives you a write back function into Power BI reports. So some amazing capabilities that I think a lot of people don't use, especially if you're like me, come from a very data background. So really, really awesome. And I think I want to test other people's knowledge. Maybe hopefully we'll learn something if you were like me and didn't know a lot about it.
Yeah, and I feel the same like you, also coming with a data background. So it is all new stuff, and also I've been amazed seeing what other people are doing with Power Automate and Power Apps, and then seeing it in combination with Power BI. That's just opening up so many possibilities. So really nice. And then you just told me that you actually started a new job yesterday.
Yeah. So I've just moved back to the UK, officially here now. I started a capability lead at New Signature. So nice to be back, helping out the UK side and doing lots of Power BI over here. So enjoying my time in the States, but it's interesting and nice to be back here.
Yeah, and nice to have you back in Europe, in the closed down world that we have still have here.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Our pubs open, so just in time.
Just in time, yeah. Nice. And for the quiz today, we have some prizes. And let us see. For the winner of the prize, we have a gift card to lego.com. That's the usual grand prize we have. And then we have a raffle prize that is this for this week, Red Cat Academy membership, where you can go in and let's have a look at what you can get if you win the raffle prize for this week. This is run by Reza Red, and has a lot of stuff, not only about Power BI, but also a lot of other stuff. And I actually believe there's also some courses that is part of the Power Platform. Also, yeah, you can see that's just one course on Power Platform, but there's a lot of Power BI content, and the lucky raffle winner will get a membership for 1 month free access. And then, yeah, for the lucky winner of the quiz, the one that is most knowledgeable in Power Apps and Power Automate integration with. Sorry. I didn't know actually I had an ad blocker, but I have. So let's have a look at this week's raffle prize, where we have, last week's raffle prize. So the quiz we had with Benny de Jager last week, we will just shortly draw the winner that will have 1 year of free access to this Enterprise DNA portal, where there's a lot of content around Power BI. And let us see. This is the list of all the attendees from the quiz last week, and as you can see, actually it was Adam Saxton who won the Lego gift card. He generously gave it actually further to Kyle, who came second last week, and then we have Amadeo and Fran and so on. So here we have 26 participant last week in the quiz, and I have assigned everyone a random index number. So, Steve, will you pick a number?
So I'm going to go with the date we're allowed to go and sit in beer gardens, which is number 12.
Number 12. Let's see who is behind. And this is Powerapps. So congratulations. And I believe that is Markus from Germany that's behind this Twitter handle. So congratulations on winning the Radacat Academy membership. Or sorry, was it Enterprise DNA membership? One from the quiz last week. We have Radacat this week. So congratulations to you on winning this one. And then let's go and just have some quick info on this Kahoot quiz that will start shortly. You will see the questions on your monitor, and then you can answer the questions on a secondary screen or on your mobile. You'll have to go to kahoot.it, and then you will put in a pin code that we will show to you shortly, and then also a nickname, and please use your full name or Twitter handle in case you win the raffle prize so that we can look you up and find you. And also please be aware that we have a 3 to 5 seconds delay. That means you will see the answer opportunities before you actually see the questions, and if there's a countdown of 30 seconds, you will actually only have 25 seconds. So just bear that in mind. And then we will start with just a starter question that is not awarded any points, and then we have the 10 real questions delivered and made by Steve that you will of course get points off, and the faster you answer, the more points you get. But if you answer wrong, you don't get any points. So choose carefully. And also be aware that we will post all the results publicly. And this is actually our final quiz of this third season. This is the 10th quiz. And after this quiz, I will mesh up all the results, and then we will see who will be the final overall winner of the season. And then we will announce that next week, where we don't have a quiz because this is the last quiz of the season, but we will have a Teams call next week for those of you that are want to join, and there I will announce the winner. I will put out the link to the Teams meeting on LinkedIn and Twitter, so you can. But it's the same time, just next week, where we will find the overall winner of this season. So let's get back and start the quiz. And let's just see that I don't have two-step verification on. Last week we tried out two-step verification, but you only see the code for 7 seconds. And when it's a 5 seconds delay, it's really, really hard to get into the quiz. So I will turn that off again. Sorry, that was a mistake, but that was because we had a bot in the week before. So let's see if we have a bot joining this week. Then we'll figure out what to do. So here you see the pin code. And people are joining in. Benny and Donald. Rishi Amadeo. A lot of familiar names and also some new ones. And Dude. Class. Raymond. And there we have Powerapps. That was the winner of the raffle quiz. And nearly 20 people joining in. And let's see, just leave it a couple of seconds. And if you're not joining in already, you can always join in later on, because the pin code is shown in the bottom of the screen. So we have 17 in this quiz so far. Let's start the quiz with the first question that is not awarded any points. And we will start with a multi-select, just so you can figure out and try that one. So what day of the year is it today? So if you paid attention to the slides running in the start, you might know it. One of the days here is one of my favorite days. Something that I will go and enjoy after the quiz, I can say so much. It is beer day today. And also it is no housework day, and I don't think maybe there's a connection between these two, I don't know. And World Table Tennis Day, that was yesterday, and Chocolate Covered Raisins Day, that was 2 weeks ago. So every day of the year we have a lot of days we can celebrate, and that's this.
I'm glad it's not beer and table tennis day on the same one.
So that's just a little fun. So let's start the will quiz. So which of these actions is not available in Power Automate? And all of them are related to Power BI, because this quiz is around Power BI. I actually just today found out that there actually is also a Power Platform quiz running. So most people knew this one, Steve.
Yeah, definitely. So with the Power Automate, you can take advantage of those APIs. Obviously, you need the correct licensing, but you can have a Power App embedded in a Power BI, which can add rows to data set, export paginated, refresh a data set. So all those APIs available in Power Automate, which is really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And then selected visual, obviously you can do that within the web page, but not an API for a selected visual like that in Power Automate.
Yeah, so a lot of cool stuff you can do with Power Automate in combination with Power BI. Let's see the leaderboard after this first. So this is just a matter of who was answering most quick, and that was Benny, and then Rishi on second place, and Jiran and Depashi and Kyle. So next question coming up. Multi-select. So with a multi-select, there can be 1, 2, 3, or all 4 of them correct, and you don't know. So choose wisely, and you will get more points the more of the right possibilities you choose. But if you just choose one wrong, you won't get any points. And you have 60 seconds to this one, so if you are really fast, you can try and start up teams and see if you can find the options. Yeah, so everyone select the Power BI. Perfect.
Yeah. No, I mean, just like Power BI, I think, we had recently that upgraded hub. You can pretty much get that whole service in Teams now. Teams really becoming this whole one-stop hub for the Power Platform. And these things, we use Teams in pretty much all of our user groups here because it's such a great way to show off all of these products. It makes them work together and stops that going to the separate websites. And I love Teams now because of this. It's really, really awesome having all of these available. You can pin everything in.
Yeah, and use all these different tools. And also OneNote that is not part of Power Platform. But yeah, all 4 was correct. And then if you choose all 4, then you get a lot of points on this question. So let's see. And we have Depashi on top. And Kyle and Meritorius also climbing up. But still very close here. So when creating a Power App from a Power BI visual, what holds the data passed in from Power BI? And I believe you should have tried this to know the right answer. It's not something you can just use your
talking within Powerapps here. So what holds the table of information passed in?
That was also a little tricky.
Yeah, definitely. Bit of syntax knowledge here for any of you Power Apps users. But once you put a Power App visual within a Power BI report, you can then pass in some data to that from your report, and you can say, hey, I want to create a new app, or even use an existing. It's going to pass that as a table of information, and that's going to be in Power BI integration, which is the source. .data is the name it gives to that table. A little different, obviously. Most of us coming from the Power BI world, but this is that one little formula, that one bit of knowledge you need, and now with that you can access all that data from your Power BI report into your Power App, and you can do then whatever you can do in Power Apps with it.
Yeah, and I have seen some really amazing solutions other people have done around this integration. Really, really powerful.
Yeah.
So 4 people answered this one correctly, and so let's see. Depashi was one of them, so he has gone in the lead. And then, of course, we have a lot of questions left, so everyone can actually win the quiz still, I believe. And multi-select one more time. So, and here you get some help. So, which 2 of these statements are true? So, but you only get 30 seconds for this one. So, yeah, 5 seconds left. And
it's people coming in slow.
Yeah, I believe we got everyone.
Yeah. So these top 2 false, to the limitations with the visual there, not guest users can't do it in report server. You can create using Chrome, and this is when you add a visual, you click on it, and it takes you, it says, we're going to navigate you to, and it gives you this really long, ugly URL. It works in Chrome, it works in Edge. I think there's a couple of browsers that it doesn't work in. It's in the docs. I don't know all of them off by heart, but yeah, Chrome and Edge, definitely you can do it in there. Perhaps you should see it. It's a standard visual now. It's been out of preview for a little while. Standard visual right in there, not in a preview feature anymore.
Perfect. And most people got these 2 right. So let's see the podium now. And we have Depashi on top still, but now Vision, Power BI, and Nexus climbing in on Kyle at a second. So still very close. And one more multi-select. And also double points because we are halfway through the quiz. Which of these Power Apps functions can update a data source? So, and as it is a multi-select, you can choose 1, 2, 3, or 4 of them.
See how many people have played in Powerapps.
Yeah. And yeah, you actually have 60 seconds to this one, so
you're going to see people trying to make a Power App in 60 seconds. Update some data sources.
yeah.
I think it's doable.
Yeah. It is. So I believe we might miss just one person. No, we got them.
Yeah. Again, these are 2 Power Apps functions here. You can patch which is, updated data source. So the other one is if you add a form and it's just a preset form and you can submit form, and then it will update the data source that form is linked to. What's really, really cool about these two functions, and especially the patch, which I use a lot, is that we can send our data in from Power BI. Then the Power App, we can look at the data, we can have input, and we can update data source, in Power BI in a native visual there. So really awesome function to learn. It's really, really easy to do something, like right back to a data source, something obviously not standard in Power BI. So
Yeah,
my favorite use of it, definitely.
yeah. This write back feature that we had way back when we had multi-dimensional cubes that we don't have with the tabular models. We can get that with the Powerapps and these functions. So build it ourselves.
Yeah.
And we have Depeche still on top, but Wishy is climbing in.
Close.
Yeah, still very close. And 3 people have reached answer streak 5. So if you want to embed a standard Power BI tile in a Power App, the tile must be from a dashboard. Is this true or false? And only 20 seconds to this one. 5 seconds left. And
so again, if you're using kind of the standard, Power BI tile in the Power App, you take this from a dashboard. It's a Power BI dashboard tile. There are other ways to embed Power BI, a little more custom, but you're using that Power BI tile, which is right on the context menu or on the main menu in Powerapps. Then you have to connect it to a dashboard tile.
Yeah. So that is one of the rare use cases of using a dashboard in Power BI.
Yeah. The answer is in the question. Yeah, exactly. Tile, right? It has to be a tile. So.
But only 6 people answered correctly still. So and still very close. 2 points apart from first and second place. Really close. And we had actually earlier quizzes, just one with a margin of 10 to 20 points, which is just a matter of 1 second quicker answer. So that matters. Which of these statements is true? There's a lot of text to read, and you only have 30 seconds just. And Donald says it's a trap.
Yeah. So I don't do the tricks in mine. It's what you see is what you get. Quite a spread over here. So we're just going to go through. I think Powerapps. When you put a Powerapps visual in, you can send data from Power BI to that Powerapps visual. You can also connect other data sources to it. Basically, what happens in a Power App is your Power BI is just now one data source, and the rest is a complete normal Power App. Power BI does filter the data, so it works like a normal visual, which is the beauty of it. So you can do your filtering, you can do your cross filtering, clicking on stuff, filtering down that table, and it's going to be updating and sending that data to the Power App, and you can still use it. The Power App can't send data back, so back to the report. So whatever is within that visual, it can't use that as a filter for the report. You can't see it. It can't cross filter other visuals. So it's a one-way stream. And Powerapps definitely can call a flow. One of the main features within Powerapps, for sure. Cool flows. So one of the great ways to use a flow, you can filter your data, you look at it in Powerapps, and then do something called action with that data.
Yeah, and then send the data back to the underlying data set.
Yeah, you can you send it to the data sources. You can update the data sources, but not back to the report itself directly.
So 6 people got that one right. Let's see the leaderboard now. We still have the Pashi on the lead, and then we have Rishi on second place, climbing up. So we have the 8th question here. True or false? When using the Power App visual in Power BI, you can only write back to sources within the Power BI report. Is that true or false? And most people got that one right.
Yeah, you can obviously update the data source that you're using for the Power BI report, but maybe I gave them away earlier saying, once you get the data there, it's now a Power App. So I actually often use this for comments or something like that. Outside, one of my first use cases was we were looking at consultants and we were looking at our time and stuff to write comments about them from the Power BI report. So this was a great use case. It went to a SQL database that not necessarily shown in the report, but someone could enter a comment, or you can update a different source or make adjustments, stuff like that. So that was a really cool use case. Again, data's filtered, sent to Powerapps. Now it's just a table. Powerapps uses it in whatever way you see fit.
Yeah. So yeah, a really good use case for this to make some interactivity in the report with the use of Powerapps. So let's see the leaderboard now. When most people got it right, so yeah, it didn't change anything on this top 5, and we have 2 questions left. So let's see. And we'll select one more time. So which of these sources are not refreshable in Power Automate? And yeah, you can answer 1, 2, 3, or all 4 of them correct. You don't know? And most people got this one correct.
Yeah, hoping if you paid attention earlier, seeing the data set. Yeah, I think the other one refreshed in Power Automate, which is really, really cool, and going to be a lot of use cases, I think, for that. Again, kind of mirroring those APIs and stuff, but obviously you can't refresh it as a specific visual. Current web page obviously is down to your browser there.
Yeah. So yeah, Power BI dataset and Power Query data flow. So yeah, and a comment from Rishi that on the question before, that is really good of capturing feedback, like the case you also presented.
Yeah, that's a great point. One of my first ones is the little feedback app, and I put this in the bottom right of the report, and I just had a button and it popped up like a feedback kind of box, and it said, "This is for new adoption." And when I was internally testing out this app to people, had a little rating, and you say, what do you think about this report? Is this meeting your needs? Stuff like that. It just writes that to a small little SQL table. It was great, and then I could use the same app across reports, and it would pass in the report name and adoption or testing. It's a great way from within the report just to get some people's feedback. People are much more likely to use it because it's right there.
Yeah, and Rishi also comment on he wish it will be more built in, but with what you are saying, that you can reuse it on different reports also. And I believe when you first have made the button and so on, you can also copy it between reports pretty easily.
Yeah, you can definitely reuse the app.
So let's see the leaderboard now and now we have Jaron Deck on top, but only with less than only 28 points different from Rishi and Deepashi, and for the last question we also have double points, so a lot can change. Let's have the last question now, which is also double points. Which of these is on the current Power BI roadmap? Yeah, is on the current Power BI roadmap. And you have 30 seconds to this one. So if you have been looking through the release notes, you will know this one, or have followed on Twitter and also on different social media. Yeah, and most people got that correct.
2 of you did think it was a Power Rangers visual. Unfortunately not. No, yeah. Power Automate visual. Really excited for that one. It's been on the release radar. I really like this because I think it gives you that prescriptive kind of feature in a report where you can look at stuff. We'll see how it works when it comes out properly. But you're going to be able to look at stuff and then take action. Do something, call a flow, which can do a lot, or send emails and stuff from that report in a nice button or however it works. So I think this is going to be really, really cool when it comes out.
Yeah, and combined with the paginated report, you can press a button and then export the report or send or something like that. There's a lot of possibilities, and it is on the release notes to come out in March, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it said to preview in March was its targeted date. Check Alex Powers' great release notes report. He definitely has it on there.
Yeah, so probably we can expect it coming out in the Power BI release this month that is coming. Yeah, maybe next week. They are targeting the second Monday of the month. That must be the coming Monday. So yeah, and with that said, let's see the final podium with this quiz. On a third place, we had Deepashi, who was in lead for most of the quiz, and then we have Rishi on the second place, and then with just 30 points lead, we have Jaron Deck. So congratulations to Jaron on winning the Lego gift card, and thank you for everyone attending this quiz. So yeah, and also thank you to you, Steve, for taking the time out and creating this very interesting quiz. It has been on my. I have a little OneNote list of topics I think that could be well in a quiz, and this one has been on the list for some time, and so it was really nice that you could enlighten us on all these possibilities.
Yeah, it was a fun one to write. Definitely something I didn't know a lot about as well. So really checking them, and especially doing the Power Platform user group. I've been learning a lot on Powerapps and how they integrate and are used together. So really cool, and it just opens up a whole door of extra cool things you can do. So
yeah, exactly. And as this is the last quiz of this third season, I can just say thank you for everyone for participating in the quizzes and staying around. And next week we will reveal the overall winner. And then actually, this is not the last quiz. This is the last quiz of the third season, and we don't know what format we will continue. There will be a break for some time, but in the meantime, I'm doing a quiz on the Power BI Summit conference that Resaret is hosting, and that is actually also on a Wednesday in 2 weeks. So we are keeping on Wednesdays, but it's the first at, I believe, 1 hour later, and it's a paid conference. So if you want to be part of the quiz, then you have to have a ticket for the conference. And I just heard from Resaret there's actually over 1,000 people registered. So yeah.
It's going to be a good conference, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm also looking very much forward to it, and having the opportunity to do the quiz as part of the conference. That's also first time I'm doing that. So So yeah,
It's been a great.
And you also have a session on the conference, Steve?
Oh no.
But yeah, there's a lot of content. So if you haven't a ticket already, then go in. It's called Power BI Summit, the conference. So once again, thank you for delivering this quiz and being the co-host with me, and also thank you for everyone for participating. So, and now I will go out and enjoy the beer day. So yeah,
I'm not doing housework. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.